What's up, the boxing world? Welcome to Strictly Boxing with Derek Poppy Rolon. All right, the boxing world, let's talk boxing. Let's talk what we think is going on in boxing. A lot of things is going on. Is it a sport or is it a business? I don't know. Let's figure this out. Let's talk today about what everybody else knows and admits is that Terence Bud Crawford is the best fighter in the world today. We seen that he displayed that fighting Spence. Spence was looked to be the best. Everybody had big followings. Everybody had big dreams, big things for Earl Spence. The way that Terence Crawford beat Earl Spence, it changed the business in boxing. Excuse me. It changed the business in boxing. It did. Nobody wants to fight the best fighter. In the past, everybody wanted to fight the champion. Everybody wanted to fight the best. Unfortunately, there was a accident in the last fight with Tim Tszyu and Fundora, and Tim Tszyu got his head busted, and as a result, we have a new champion. Fundora became the champion. And after the press conference, after the fight, Fundora said, "I want to fight Terence Crawford, the best fighter." But his people, they not interested in that. No matter what is offered, Fundora's people clearly stated we are not interested in fighting Terence Crawford. They stated that they likely to give Tim Tszyu a rematch. I would love to see that though. I would love to see Tim Tszyu get another chance because I think the mistake in the ring with the elbow, uh, just messed up his dreams of being a champ. I think he would have won that fight, even though he had already agreed to fight Earl Spence too. Everybody want to fight uh, somebody, but nobody wants to fight Terence Crawford. They'll fight anybody else, but nobody wants to fight Terence Crawford. What is going on with this world? I thought he's the best. How is the greatest fighter having trouble getting fights? People say Bruce Ennis. Bruce Ennis, fight Bruce Ennis at 47. Bruce Ennis haven't fought anybody to say he's on Terence Crawford level. It's a whole different thing if you know boxing. Listen, if you know boxing and you watch people win, you can see, okay, he can beat that guy. He looked good against that guy. The style of this guy fight, yeah, he's made for him. He's right in front of him, and Ennis Bruce can do a lot of things to him. But when you're fighting somebody as talented, as gifted, skillful as a Terence Crawford, this is a whole new ball game. You ain't doing those things. You ain't doing the things you do to get over. You got to really, really be committed to this thing, right? And let me tell you why I think Terence Crawford is the best. It's because he's not like a lot of those fighters. A lot of those fighters, they're in the game, but man, they making some money and they got all these other problems outside going on in boxing. The Cellos, they could have been fighting Terence Crawford. You got, Earl Spence admitted it live, like, his livelihood, his lifestyle, his drinking, his driving the fast cars, all the lifestyle becomes exposable, man. Like you can't you get a fighter with a fighter that's disciplined, a fighter that committed, a fighter that's working out. It's a whole new ball game if you running around into some other stuff, and that's what I believe makes Terence Crawford the greatest in the world of today. He's like in the Floyd Mayweather time. He's the Terence Crawford time, and that's my opinion. But listen, how can nobody want to fight the greatest? I mean, when Mike Tyson was champ, everybody wanted to fight Mike Tyson. I mean, they wanted to fight Mike Tyson. It wasn't for the money or just to get knocked out, or you want to see where you stand, where you at in the boxing world. Where you at? Go up against the best, you find out where you at. I don't know if Tim Tszyu is willing to fight Terence Crawford. They did say that Tim Tszyu willing to fight him now. Being that he lost, he's willing to fight Terence Crawford now. So I don't know. There is one other thing that I talked about that I want to mention because in that weight class. Virgil Ortiz is the number one in one of those sanctions. And Virgil Ortiz, Oscar De La Hoya is talking about Virgil Ortiz fighting Terence Crawford. But they don't trust him, man. The WBL don't trust Oscar De La Hoya because Virgil Ortiz had the opportunity to fight Terence Crawford twice as a welterweight and he turned it down. So people are just talking, like calling Bud out and just talking about making it. I saw something this morning where they was trying to see if Teofimo could fight him. I'm gonna tell you, man. To me, I'm thinking that the skill level and the commitment makes Terence Crawford so far ahead that there's really no good opponent for him. That's unfortunate to say. That's unfortunate to say that this young man has committed so much and became so thorough in the ring that there's no good opponent for him. I don't know, man. Let's hear what y'all got to say about that. Some of you keep saying, fight Ennis. Ennis is undisputed. I won't say he's not a good fighter, but he is. But he haven't fought nobody on the level of a Terence Crawford. He haven't beat none of the top guys, you know. When you look at Terence Crawford's record in his resume, you be like, man, he beat, some big names, big dudes, Ennis ain't fight no Danny Garcias, no Keith Thurman. He ain't fight Sean Porter. He ain't got no big names under his record, man. And you compare them to guys that beat everybody that came up there with him. Terence Crawford 40-0. He's getting up there in age though, And I mean, eventually somebody's going to have to fall off. Some young up and coming, somebody's going to have to be there. But right now, the greatest in the world right now is Terence Crawford, and we don't got to fight for him. I don't know what we're going to do. We can't just put him in the ring with anybody. It's not going to sell. The reason why we're having this problem because the greatest fighter right now cannot find a fight because there's nobody close to being as good as he is. The commitment and the discipline has lacked in boxing. People are not committed as strong and dedicated as we once had soldiers and fighters that was totally committed. But now we got a lot of young guys that's making a lot of money, man, and involved in a whole lot of other stuff outside of boxing. And it's affecting the sport of boxing. All right, listen, man. I would love for you, man, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, man, and subscribe to Strictly Boxing with Derek Poppy Rolón. I would love if you hit the thumbs like if you like the video. And most important, man, I would love to see what you got to say about my topic. What do you got to say about Terence Bud Crawford? How long can he stay on the top like this? How is his age going to be the only thing that beat him? Because I can't think of any fighter that will beat him. Can't think of anybody on the level. He's adjusting the ring. I told y'all on one of my videos called The Secret Weapon is a right-handed southpaw. And guess what? That's what it is. But here's one little thing you guys can think about. Bruce Ennis is also a right-handed southpaw. Now that's something we got to think about. Listen, man, this is Derek Pot Rolón at Strictly Boxing. I think Terence Crawford is the best. I don't see anybody coming up close to beat him. And that's the problem with us being able to make fights, because if you can't find nobody on a level to beat him, then what are we going to do about making money and making a bout? It's a controversy going on. We can't make money because we can't find nobody good enough to fight him. So we take the second best and we put Errol Spence on with somebody to try to get somebody that's on the level to say they can even go up close to Terence Bud Crawford.